Hello guys, welcome back to Singaporean Life, the one-stop YouTube channel for all things about life in Singapore. And for today's video, we will be talking about local news in Singapore that has gone viral on the internet for, let's say, the past week or maybe the past month. So in this news segment on my channel, I'd like to make it a permanent segment, probably have it once every week. Hopefully this will be a permanent addition to the channel. Hopefully you guys like it. I will be covering only Singapore news, so international news I won't be covering, and we'll go through a few hot topics each week depending on what is interesting. So the first thing that I want to cover this week is doctored image of the CNY banner of MP Pei Ling. Alright, so MP Pei Ling slams edited Chinese New Year banner of her in skimpy dress and urges everyone not to spread a fake photo. So there is this banner in MacPherson with the MP Tim Pei Ling's face on it, and the banner states that the original banner, I'll put out a picture here, so it says a happy and prosperous Lunar New Year. She's just dressed in a regular cheongsam, nothing wrong with that, right? Okay, so somebody actually edited the picture, obviously pretty good with Photoshop, to change it to enjoy happy savings with government you save rebates and vote PAP for prosperity and power. Obviously something to do with politics, right? So her cheongsam, her conservative cheongsam has also been edited to one that shows off her cleavage, something I would guess not very acceptable in conservative Singapore. I mean, okay, let's be very honest here. I think it still looks okay as a dress. I mean, it's showing off the cleavage, but is it appropriate for an MP to dress like that? I would say it's still okay. I mean, it's just another cheongsam. It's not really okay, it's a bit provocative if you're in a conservative society like Singapore. But honestly, do I see anything wrong with it? Like, it's nothing lewd. It's just that I guess people are not that accepting, and of course, photoshopping someone's image is obviously wrong without their permission to do so. So there are two sides of the coin. So in this series, you can tell from my personal opinions already, I will try to present two sides of the coin. Maybe one opinion that is not so popular, I'll try to present it as well. I always like to play the devil's advocate and try to think of it from another perspective and state the more unpopular opinion, which is sometimes my opinion, or it can sometimes be not my opinion. So yeah, there is that. Of course, this is just entirely my opinion alone, and you can feel free to have a different one from me. That's totally fine. Everyone is entitled to their own opinions. So yeah. And on her Facebook post, she said that this is the original and actual banner put up in my ward. A similar photo containing a doctored version of the banner has been circulating, and I have received inquiries from friends and members of the public. The doctored version contained a photoshopped image of me. It is so crass that I would not even put it up here. I do not know who committed such mischief, but it is clear that the person or party behind this has no respect for women. I sincerely urge everyone not to circulate the doctored image to discourage such behavior. Thank you. Alright, so I mean, the initial banner was pretty harmless, really nothing wrong with that. So I don't know what the intention behind the person who doctored the image was. Was it for political reasons? I think the elections are around the corner, so maybe that's the case. But really, what is the point of doing such a thing? Does it help the opposition party gain more votes? I don't really think so. I don't want to turn this into too political. I don't want to take political sides here, but yeah, maybe it's just to defame Tim Pei Ling. Guess someone doesn't like her. Lol. Okay, so yeah. And she urges Singaporeans not to circulate the photo. But we all know what it is. Nowadays online, you can't tell people to do stuff like that. And once the photo is out there, it is out there. People are going to spread it whether you like it or not. So, and well, they did say that if you come across the edited photo, please do not circulate it so as to prevent further distress to Miss Tin and her family members. Well, I can't have a video talking about it without the photo, right? Okay, so she's going to take legal action against the person. So whoever you are, then prepared to go to jail, because that's how Singapore works. Right, moving on to the next topic. This very viral post on Instagram, I first saw it from some of my friends. Okay, SCGS. This drink store auntie working in SCGS, which is the Singapore Chinese Girls School, and basically what started off is this drink store auntie has been working in SCGS for a very, very long time, and she has been selling drinks in the school canteen since the 1950s. Now the year is 2020, so that's freaking 70 years, guys. 70 years. Huge respect, huge respect. And she had to, what they told her was that she had to sell room temperature water or she has to leave. But I'm like, what? NANI? Who in the world sells room temperature water? Let's be real, guys. Even water cooler waters, they are the water that comes out of the water cooler, they are not room temperature. They are cold drinks or hot ones. There's hot water coolers as well. So why room temperature water? I don't get it. It's just, it seems like a stupid ruse to get her to leave. So it's really ridiculous. Okay, so she found out after she left that she was replaced by a vending machine. What? And from the picture of the vending machine, this vending machine is obviously selling cold drinks. So what the hell? It's ridiculous. And she was only allowed to sell hot beverages and room temperature water. No longer allowed to sell cold beverages. What kind of drink store can operate without selling cold beverages? Tell me. It's in a freaking school. The weather in Singapore is ridiculously hot. You can see the sun shining from my window. So why hot and room temperature beverages only? Is it an initiative to keep healthy or something? I don't get it. Like, keeping healthy, maybe I don't know, maybe drinks with reduced sugar, that makes sense, but cold drinks are not allowed. That makes zero sense to me whatsoever. The temperature of the drinks probably don't affect the health status of it that much. I may be wrong, but what kind of store doesn't sell cold drinks? This is ridiculous. MOH, if you're behind this, or HPB, then what the hell are you thinking? If it's the school, then same to you. What the hell are you thinking? This is ridiculous. So anyways, the store was replaced by a vending machine selling cold beverages. So this to me, it seems stupid. Like, okay, they just want her to leave. It's just a stupid excuse to get her to leave. So this is really ridiculous. And the students have actually created an online petition. I think that's pretty sweet. And it's garnered over 160 shares as the time of when I'm reading the news right now on the page. So let's take a look at the petition right now to see how many supporters it has. So right now, at the time of me making this video, it has 205 supporters. Okay. So it's pretty ironic that the school started selling drinks from vending machines even though they want to reduce sugary drinks. Right. Looks like the Facebook post is no longer available. Yeah, okay, so now we have the statement from SCGS itself. So the SCGS principal said that the drink store auntie is part of the SCGS family and is loved by both students and staff of the school. She added that the school was told she will not continue her job in 2020 as her family was concerned about her old age. SCGS was trying to provide healthier food and beverage choices to our students and staff, and was in the process of combining one store to provide fruit juice, hot drinks, fruits and healthy snacks instead of the school having two separate fruit and drink stores. Okay, so I obviously don't study in SCGS, but looks like they have a separate fruits and drink store. Usually, most schools that I know of, they have one store that sells both fruits and drinks. In fact, all of the schools that I've been to have one store that sells fruits and drinks. So SCGS has two apparently, and they want right now they want to combine it into one. And healthier choice symbol. Okay, understanding that some students may need time to make the switch from sweetened drinks to water, we brought in a vending machine which dispenses drinks bearing the Health Promotion Board's healthier choice symbol as a transition measure. But why can't you just get her to sell the healthier choice drinks instead of putting it in the vending machine? That works too, right? Now the school's apparent excuse for this is that the drink store auntie's children want her to retire, but is that really the case? I don't know. Nobody knows except her. That's the school statement. But from the sentiments of what I'm getting from both the student and from the post of the drink store auntie itself, okay, the post is taken down. It doesn't seem like she want to retire though. Conspiracy much? We have also been encouraging our students to make water their drink of choice and hope to gradually reduce the frequency of replenishing the machine. Okay, so you see, this is what I don't like the government, I don't like the direction that the government is taking towards this. I get that you want our citizens to be healthier by, in a way, forcing them to eat and drink healthily, but can you do it in such a way whereby you give people the choice? If people want to drink sweet drinks, they will still do it. It's just a matter of whether they want to or not. If I really want to drink that Coke today, I'm going to get it. You ain't going to stop me. You don't sell it here, okay, I'll go somewhere else to get it. You know, you see what I mean? It's like chewing gum. If people want to eat it, they will smuggle it in. You see what I mean there? Let's be real here. Chewing gum is illegal in Singapore, but how many hundreds of thousands of people have smuggled it in already and are eating it? See the point there? If people really want something, they will go and get it. You can ban it, you can stop it, whatever. It's not going to change anything, alright? Just say. And I would like for them to give people the choice, like, okay, you put the water cooler beside the drink store or something like that. Or like on the way towards the drink store, you install another water cooler there. You know, something like that. Like you still give people the choice, you know, you're encouraging them to drink healthily because the water cooler is there. It's more convenient than, let's say, purchasing from a drink store. If you put a water cooler like right in front of the drink store, like, okay, on their way to the drink store, people see the water cooler. So if they are really thirsty, they are more inclined to go to the water cooler first as opposed to the drink store. But right now, what you're doing is you're just cutting off that option completely, which is what I'm really against. So I would like for there to be choices, and if you believe that your citizens are discerning enough, then give them the choice. Let them choose what they want. It's just like the case of the reduced sugar Coke in McDonald's. You know, it's getting ridiculous right now. Stop forcing these choices on people. I know you're doing it for the good of your citizens, but please, your citizens are not stupid. They know, they are aware of the health effects. Even more so now in 2020, in the 20th century, people are becoming more and more health aware. If they want to drink and eat healthy, they know what to do. Sometimes you just want to indulge, you know, so give people that option. Don't take it away from them. You can encourage them to eat and drink healthily, but don't take away the option of letting them indulge in unhealthier stuff sometimes. You know, there has to be a balance. You know, what's the fun of eating and drinking just healthily your entire life without any enjoyment whatsoever? Nobody can do that. Just do it in moderation and you'll be fine. So parents received a letter. Mothership understands that parents of SCGS students received a letter regarding the via Facebook post. The letter was issued to inform parents of what was happening and to also clear things up. Here's a short excerpt from the letter. We did not have a chance to say goodbye and thank Auntie Ling for her many years of contributions to our SCGS family. We had contacted the family to invite her to join us for Chinese New Year celebrations, but she is not available that day. We will continue to reach out to her and make other arrangements to show our gratitude to Auntie for her dedication to generations of SCGS girls who still fondly remember her. To me, that sounds like damage control. So, SCGS, you did something wrong right there. Why do you chase out your drink store auntie who has been working tirelessly her whole life to sell drinks to students? You can do better. Come on. Alright, moving on. The last part, the last part of today's video. Maid forces baby's hand into boiling pot, says agency told her to do it. This blows my mind, guys. This just blows my mind. Like, what the hell? Do you not have a fucking conscience? Holy shit. Holy fucking shit, guys. If you have not seen the pictures already, if you're the squeamish kind, you probably shouldn't. So, anyway, this Singaporean mom who hired the maid, she posted on Facebook saying that the original story was that she thought she left the maid at home with the child, and she said that the maid they would rather do takeaways instead and buy food back rather than have the maid cook. They would like to have as little cooking as possible, but the maid decided to cook this time around instead. And the mum initially thought that the maid had simply been careless when her baby daughter ended up with second-degree burns. So the maid actually initially told the employer that it was an accident that the baby went up to touch the pot, but that was not the case. So yeah, on January 14, Low and her husband had left their two daughters aged 8 and 16 months. They're only 8 and 16 months old, in the care of their maid while they were at work, and the daughter's hand who got burned, she was 8 years old. So at 5:20 p.m., Low's husband received a call from an 8-year-old saying that her baby sister had suffered a burn. Low and her husband rushed the girl to the hospital where the doctor told her that her daughter had suffered second-degree burns and seemed to have some doubts about the cause of the wounds. Okay, so firstly, looking at the picture of the hands, the baby was burned all the way up to here, around the wrist here. So if you told me that the baby touched the pot by accident, maybe the fingers, maybe the palm, the back probably wouldn't have been burned. I don't know. You have to touch the pot like that, and then like this. You see, you have to touch it on both sides. Like, if it hurts, even a baby has reaction, right? Come on. Like, you won't be holding your hand there to get that second-degree burn. Probably your first-degree burn is like, you touch, ouch, you move your hand away, first-degree burn, you know? So I can understand why the doctor had doubts, and I think the problem is nowadays, employers, they can be a little bit too trusting of their mates. I'm not saying that all mates are bad. There are good mates. I've had plenty of good mates before. Just saying, helpers, mates, whatever people call them nowadays. So what really happened was, since the maid started working, the employers told her that her priority is always to look after our girl and never to bring her into the kitchen. They can always take away dinner and there is no need for her to cook. So I already mentioned that before. Nevertheless, she took a maid's explanation at face value, believing that the girl had touched a hot cooking pot before she could stop her. So, but things began to unravel the next morning when the maid packed up all her belongings and insisted on returning to her employment agency. Big red flag right here. So glad that the employer found out. So kept assuring her that we never blamed her as it was just an accident. She could still stay on and work for us, but she was very insistent, hence I called the agency up. Okay, so I'm going to go off track a little bit. Okay, no, I'll leave this for later. Alright, so the agency readily agreed to take the helper back and return Lo the amount that she had paid to cover her maid's loan. The loan, also known as a placement fee, refers to pre-employment expenses that the maid owes to the agency. Is usually deducted from the maid's salary in their first few months of employment. Feeling that something was amiss, Lo checked the footage from the CCTV camera in her kitchen. So one big tip, always have CCTVs in your house. I have some in mine, even though I no longer have a maid, but it's always good to have, especially you have the elderly or the young at home, always good to keep an eye out on what's going on. Have them in common areas like the living room. You don't have to have them in bedrooms, but it's nice to have them in common areas like the living room and very importantly the kitchen, because that's where most accidents can happen, right? So to her horror, she saw a helper dipping her daughter's left hand repeatedly into a boiling pot, ignoring her cries of pain. So I'm not going to put out the video right here. I think that's just a bit too much. So questioning her maid, she found that the maid's friends and employment agency had taught her to hurt the child so that she could go home. So this is ridiculous to me. The employment agency, I don't know if the employment agency is run by locals or non-locals, but if it's run by locals, then seriously, what the fuck were you thinking? You are helping. Okay, I'm not trying to be racist here. I'm not trying to be against domestic helpers or anything, or their own country or nationality or whatever, but why would you encourage the domestic helper to harm locals, especially if you're a local agency? I don't know if the agency is run by locals. They never stated here. I couldn't find any info on that online, but if you're a local boss running the agency, seriously, why would you encourage the maids to harm your own fellow countrymen? This is ridiculous, man. Fucking ridiculous, right? So still in shock and shaking throughout, she called the police and then, yeah. But that was not the best part. Here's the best part. After the employment agency found that she had made a police report, they began to harass her and accuse her of being a bad employer, leaving her fearful that they will hurt her family. She claimed the police are investigating the maid agency and the maid for Low said that the police have not taken any further action against the employment agency for arresting her. So the police is right now only investigating the maid. But geez, I think the police should step up and look into this employment agency as well, because if that was really the case, then holy shit, you need to close down this fucking agency fast. Who knows what other ridiculous ideas they are giving to their maid. And if you hire, okay, right now we don't know what agency it is, but I hope they reveal the name soon, because holy shit, if you hire a maid from this agency, you better send her packing fast. You don't know what kind of fucking ideas they're gonna put in her head. Phew. Okay, so it's a really tragic story, and I think right now maids are having a bit too easy life. I know that they came all the way here to work, so we should have some pity and sympathy for them. But right now, I think maids are just getting way too out of hand. There are good domestic helpers online. Just like a few months back, there was this domestic helper who I think sacrificed her life or something to save a toddler. Really kudos to that. But for every hero out there, there has to be a bad egg who spoils it all, obviously. Right now, I think maids in general, they are getting too many benefits as opposed to in the past. They can have an off day now, which honestly I am not a fan of, because it lets them go out and do all sorts of not so pleasant stuff. Let's be very honest here. They get boyfriends out there, unwanted pregnancies. They make friends with other mates. Don't know what kind of ideas they put into each other's heads. I mean, you can give them a rest day, but I would say don't let them like go out and linger around too much. You can let them have a rest day with your family, let's say Sunday is family day. Bring them out along. Let them have fun with you guys. For me, every time we go to restaurants, when I used to have a maid, they eat at the restaurants too. Whatever food we eat, they get to eat as well. So not ill-treating the maid in any way. If we eat good food, then the maid gets the good food as well. So yeah, I think that's perfectly fine. You don't have to give the maids an off day to let them go out and, do whatever it is that you are unaware of, because to me that is just really, really dangerous, and it's just a recipe for disaster ultimately. Some red flags you have to look out for. So according to the employer here, she said that the maid already wanted to go back. Okay, so my advice is, if your maid is already showing signs or letting you know that she wants to go back, my advice is just let her go back, because chances are she will find a way to get back, and you do not want her to drive her to that point whereby she will do anything just to get back. And we have come to the end of the episode. I hope you guys have enjoyed this new segment on my channel. Hopefully I want to keep it as a weekly thing, and you have, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and of course subscribe to my channel for more of such future content. Till the next time, I'm your host Jiale. Peace out.